What's up, everybody? Let me get a little light on here. Not too much light, hopefully, but a little bit of light. There we go. Um, how's it going? We're gonna be playing some Yorian Squad Prince Taxes. Squawks and Taxes for short. With Squadron Hawk. And Force of Virtue and Solitude as 8 cards we can pitch to pitch the Squadron Hawks to. The Squadron Hawk is a really powerful card if you can make use of those extra cards. And free spells are a great way to make use of extra cards. So we're going to try to do our best. At getting extra cards and making use of them. Trying out Charming Prince over Spirited Companion. So far, Charming Prince has been fine. Sometimes better than Companion, sometimes worse. The fact that it's been a 2/2 has been somewhat relevant a couple of times because we could attack into opposing 1/1s and 1/2s. What's up, Walrus Runner? How you doing? But I'm not completely sold on Charming Prince yet. I need some more reps with it. I do like the card. I think it's good, but Spirited Companion, just always drawing that card, is kind of nice. You blink it with Flicker Wisp. You blink it with Yorian. I think draws you more cards just straight up. And like Charming Prince does not draw cards. It does like a decent impression of drawing cards, but it doesn't actually draw cards. So does off nice. Yeah, it's kind of late. Yeah, I'm probably gonna finish this league tonight, but oh wait, do I have anything on here? No. Whoops. Was there a duplicate thing happening? That would suck. I apologize if there was two voices. I think I had my own stream on there for a sec. Oops, Spotify. Is there a modern RCQ this weekend? I just totally didn't sign up for any of these things. I also don't own a lot of these cards. I don't own Amaria's Call, Solitude. Won the die roll. Let's go. Sand is medium but fine, I think. Oh, my phone's buzzing. Baby. Where's your sister? Huh. I don't know where your sister is. Let's keep it. It's got a removal spell and a 2-drop that can fix our draws. So it's not bad. It's not a good hand. But by the time we cast this, we probably have an idea of what they're doing. So I think I'm going to play Amaria's Call first. Because having like 6+ mana is actually fine usually with this deck. Yeah, please post a link. For sure. Oh, but it capped a while ago. Okay. Oh, you have a spreadsheet. Oh shit, look at you. That's fucking sick. Where'd you get this? I'm just not in the right Discords, I guess. God damn. Opponent played Spire Buff Canal, said go. So Murktide? Question mark? I'm gonna pretend that they're Murktide here. I'm gonna pretend like I know that. Lightning Bolt. Yeah, probably Murktide. Although they could still be a few different decks. Force of Virtue, Mishra's Factory. I don't really want either of these cards. So that's pretty good. Charming Prince didn't actually draw a card, but put two cards that are not great on the bottom of our deck. So that's pretty great. I mean, Mishra's Factory would be fine. But so the Game Seller, but it's full, huh? Dark Side Games is the next one. Maybe I need to like try and play in that one. Collector's Legion, folks. Cool. Good for them. Good on them. Opponent plays land, says go. They probably are holding up Counterspell. Stopping in our upkeep. Oh, I need like 3 Solitudes, the main ones. Skyclave Apparitions. Yorion. I don't actually own any Yorion. Not too many, I guess. Mostly just the new cards, like the cards that came out in the last couple years. So Skyclave, Yorion, and 3 Solitude. So I guess not that bad. I land here. I guess we Prince again, like we did last summer. I'm gonna counter my Prince. Solitude's expensive though. They counter the Prince. That means they're probably just gearing up for a big Murktide, which we don't have a good answer to, but we can flip it back down to a 3/3, so not the end of the world. And drawing Flicker Wisp was better than the second Force of Virtue or the Mishra's Factory, so that's kind of cool. I mean, Prince did work so far as just getting countered. that's some pretty good work. Kind of want to just cast Force of Virtue. Yeah, I think I just end step cast Force of Virtue. Just a little anthem, a little flash anthem. We could also put Yorion in hand, but I don't think we need to do that right now. But yeah, I played a very similar deck to this during the Modern PTQs like 3 years ago. Whenever Modern Horizons 1 had just come out. Cast with Dash? That's not chill. That's not chill at all. That is so not chill, my friend. Didn't really need that Horizon Canopy, so not the end of the world, but I don't really want our opponent to ramp here. Summer 2019, yeah. So it was like that season. I played a Force of Virtue Squad Hawk deck at those PTQs, or some of them. It was pretty fun. I just barely missed out on top 8 of the LA one. I lost the last round to Urza. It was close though. Ganjo. Well, that's pretty good. Yeah, I was also playing some Black White Eldrazi during that time, but I think I was more into that was like mid range The Gathering at the time. It was like everyone was playing Jund, Death Shadow, Urza, Eldrazi Tron. It was just like all mid range decks. It's like most of the format. So I was just playing like the most mid range beater version of taxes that I could think of. Which actually I think is kind of similar to right now. Even though it doesn't seem like that on its surface. There's all these cascade decks and stuff. But I honestly think the format is very mid rangey. Obviously, Blue Red Murktide is a mid range deck. Four Color is a mid range deck. Just any deck I think that's like not trying to win the game in the first 5 turns and is like can possibly win the game in the first 5 turns, but like in most situations is not like probably gonna do that and has a bunch of cards that like either are very efficient or add value. I would say they're mid-range decks. And I would actually argue that yes, Hammer can win the game on turn 2, but I would actually argue that Hammer is more of a mid-range deck at this point with Reality Chip and the way they can just kind of grind. Are they going to cast My Skyclave? That would be dirty. Oh, they can't. They need another treasure to do that. Opponent's playing this pretty well, unfortunately, and never leaving a thing for us to Skyclave. So this is bad. That was a good draw, though. Was what we were looking for, although this will probably get countered. Oh, let's go. No counterspell. These bros are all tutus, huh? That's pretty sweet. I think I'd rather just hold up by Ganja. They can't counter that. So I'd like to trade this Squad Hawk for their Ragavan and I Ganja their Murktide, although the Squad Hawk is unlikely to survive until the next turn. But yeah, as you can see, Squad Hawk is extremely good in this matchup because it's a mid-range deck and they're trading 1 for 1 with their removal spells for your creatures. And we just drew 4 creatures for 1 card. Also, Ganja Seat of the Empire is extremely good. All the channel lands are just kind of busted, honestly. They're really good. And the Murktide, sure. Tech Edge not that valuable at this point. They have enough lands. Yeah, they already have plenty of lands, but yeah, maybe like next turn or something. It's just we have like Yorion still to do, and I don't know. Am I gonna be streaming again, or is it something like a Christmas special? No, I've been streaming, Zan. I've got some VODs up on YouTube of the recent streams with this deck. I've been streaming. I've been streaming actually Black White Eldrazi a bit. That's not on the YouTube yet, but I'll put the Black White Eldrazi streams on YouTube when I stream it again. Um, it's the YouTube link is on my Twitch. Yeah, I just made a new YouTube for this. Or I didn't mean to, like I had another YouTube, but forgot what the password was. So I have a new one. It's Kpon's MTG, just like the Twitch channel. Um, all right, let's field them. See how this goes. They do have so much mana, but yeah, it is just just wasteland now. You were right. Um, yeah, I can link it. Got you. There you go. Was it hard to find? I could put it in a more easy to access spot because I do want people to be able to find it. Cast with dash. Sure, I'll trade. They probably have just another Ragavan. Swinging Murktide? I will triple block. Damn, Squad Hog was so good. Ooh, Ranger Captain is also very good. Guess what we can get right now? Card I like to call Giant Killer. Oh, consider. No counter? Yay, let's go. Oops. Bye. Goodbye. See ya. Man, Giant Killer's so good. Giant Killer's so good. So good. It's crazy that Ranger Captain is a removal spell. Like, what can they even do now? This game is so over. Chop down, down, down. They can make another 4/4 Murktide region. It's pretty good. I will say it's pretty good. They're at 10 though. So if we just swing out, they're pretty dead. I mean, they could have a removal spell here, but they're dead next turn in that case, so whatever. They could have 2 removal spells. Oh, they're just gonna scoop. Alright. Man, that was a beating right there we gave them. mostly that Squad Hog draw was huge. Squad Hog is just absurdly good against that deck. I don't mind Rest in Peace. We didn't see any Darcys, but it's fine against Murktide. Putting in at least one. Huh. I don't remember what I usually cut in this matchup. Why am I drawing a blank here? Charming Prince Extraction Specialist is kind of cute here, and we're bringing in Rest in Peace, so it's probably some of this comes out. I like all the value cards. An Extraction Specialist counts as a value card, but it's Dahlia is kind of bad on the draw, honestly, as well. Hate to say it against a blue-red deck that Dahlia is not that good, but I think it's probably one Force of Virtue, though. Maybe two. And we play like one Charming Prince. Yeah, let's try that. Charming Prince ate a counterspell last game, so that was kind of cool. I'm going to keep this. No white source, but we have a lot in our deck. We have like 21 white sources. 80 cards, but 21 white sources. Hey, there's one. It may be silly that I'm just realizing this, but the great thing about playing two Egg Anjas is you just play the first one as a land and use the second one as a spell. It's pretty good. It's like free to run two, basically. Three is when it starts to be less free, but still mostly free. You're unlikely to draw all three of them. Oops. Let's drop the rip. Rip-de-dip-de-dip. They can't really interact with it once it's in play, and their shields were down there. Not gonna Solitude a Ledger Shredder at this point, but we may at some point. The card's pretty annoying. Oh, shit. Oh, I didn't put the Raven Inspector into play. I was just a little lost there. I just clicked one too many times. I was like, all right, I'm putting Raven Inspector in at the end of the turn, and then I just didn't. I just didn't do it. That's really bad. Oh, goodness. Okay. Guess that's fine. Probably gonna double tech edge them next turn. Although having lands is kind of nice. I mean, if they play a fourth land, obviously, but they're pretty likely to. They discarded a land with Ledger Shredder. And they just cycled a dress down. So even if they have a fetch in play, I think we can still do it. Because we just have to activate if they have 4 or more lands. EE on 1. Okay. Sure. That makes the double tech edge a little worse. They're just going to crack it right now. No, they're going to EI. Murktide. Oh, they exiled Murktide with Ledger Shredder. Yeah, Ledger Shredder does make it pretty easy for them to get rid of cards that are bad when I have Rest in Peace in play. So kind of a bummer. They can't crack the explosives now, so hopefully we draw something next turn that does work here. Wish we had a 2-drop to put into play. And I really wish we would have played Sword of Fire and Ice last turn rather than cast Raven Inspector. That was awful. So big punts were big. But what can you do at this point? Stoneforge is a pretty awkward draw. But we're going to double tech edge. They did not attack with Ledger Shredder. Is killing Spire Bluff better? I don't think it matters. So when you're doing this on Moto, friends, you need to hold down. Oh, they're bolting Thraben Inspector. That's fantastic. You need to hold down Control. And if you're doing this in real life, you need to say, I'm holding priority while I'm cracking this tech edge to target your steam vents, and I'm cracking my other tech edge to target your Spire Bluff Canal or your other steam vents or whatever. And if you don't do that, then they can respond, or then it just resolves, and then they only have 3 lands, and you can't get 2 lands with those 2 tech edges. The double tech edge play, it basically just turns your tech edges into like bad wastelands. But they're almost wastelands at that point. Opponent had more lands in hand, unfortunately, here. But that's the way it goes sometimes. That's the way love goes. Weird that they had the bolt but did not. Wow, really awkward that we drew a 3-drop just now. Really awkward draws here. Let's go ahead and get Cauldron, I guess. They could have Archmage's Charm, but I think they would have countered Stoneforge if they had it, right? Maybe not. Maybe they just want to crack EE here. Oh. They decided to just draw 2 cards. They could have stolen the vial. There's all their basics. Crack EE. Activate vial. Just to scare them, you know. We need to find another white source at some point. EI. Opponent has drawn a lot more cards than us this game. Fury. Evoked. Okay. Oh, they are playing DRC. Interesting. They discarded another land, so they're going to kill Stoneforge by exiling a card out of their hand. That's fine, honestly. I'm going to let Stoneforge die, and I'm not going to kill the Shredder. I'm going to take 2 here. See if we can draw, like, a white source. If not, we can play Sword of Fire and Ice. And if not, we can just put a... I mean, this is a white source, technically. It's a slow white source, but it's a white source. And we can attack with Mishra's Factory, which is not for nothing. And they might be out of red sources here. They bend an EI with a Consider because they can't cast it, most likely. That's pretty huge. We may have cut them off red. We have cut them off red. That's pretty big. Squad Hawk, let's go. Baby, baby. That's what I'm talking about. I think we send Skyclave into their counterspell here because I don't want to get Squad Hawk countered. We can Squad Hawk next turn. I bet they have a counter. Yeah. We can take another 2 or 3 from this Shredder. Especially with them on no red sources. Hopefully their hand's all red cards. Force of Virtue, another good one. Let's see if Squad Hawk resolves. Please? Hey, let's go. Game over. Oh no, I cast a second spell. Whoops. That wasn't smart. They discarded Spell Pierce. That's actually good that they discarded Spell Pierce. I wonder if I'm supposed to respond to that Consider with Solitude here. Probably am supposed to Solitude like on our turn before they untap, but yeah. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, maybe that was wrong. We're almost at 5 mana. Yeah, that's probably wrong. I'm not happy about that play. Do we play Force of Virtue right now? I think so. We swing. Well, 7 damage action. We'll play a 2/2. We'll scry 2. I mean, 3/3. Never mind, countered. That's fine. They just let Force of Virtue resolve, though, huh? I think they F6'd. Opponent on no red source. And if they do play a red source, we can tech edge it. So they won't have a red source for very long. Let's go to combat, get in there. There's just always stuff to do with our mana in this deck. It's kind of interesting. Hey, that resolved. Let's go. They're just gonna scoop. Okay, fair enough. Easy Murktide matchup. Easy now. It does feel pretty good with this build of the deck. Although obviously we were lucky in game 1 to top deck a Squad Hawk. And then in game 2 we drew another Squad Hawk about the same time in the game, and it's just game over. Like 4/1/1s, baby. And I mean, Rest in Peace was very good too. But yeah, honestly, with this deck, Murktide does feel like a good matchup. They can obviously get you because they have strong cards and expressive iteration, and can filter out their draws and make sure they have a good hand every game. And we can't really do that. I mean, we have Charming Prince, but Charming Prince is no EI. This hand is very medium, but it has a vial, which makes me want to keep it. We're on the draw. Any 2-drop in this hand is pretty good. How many 2-drops do we have in our deck? $14. Any 1-drop is fine too. So there's like 20 out of 80, or out of 20 out of 73 are good hits. Whatever, let's try it. It's hard to mulligan a vial on one hand. This looks like burn though, so this might have been a terrible idea. No? Plains. S%. Oh, okay, so it's hammer time. Hand's also terrible against hammer time. This hand would have been fine against a mid-range deck, but this hand is terrible. We just drew Solitude though, so we got kind of bailed out. Unfortunate that we have to let them draw a card here. Very unfortunate. We could have solituded that before casting our spell, and maybe that would have been right, but I'd rather hold the solitudes for like when they try to go for it. Like if they're playing Sigarda's Aid here. Stoneforge, jeez. Alright, that's not good. Opponent on a pretty good start here. Conjure complete. Game 1 against Hammer Time, especially on the draw, is pretty rough anyway, so I'm not that mad about this keep. But it's obviously not great here. I may leave that vial on 1, just so we can Ranger Captain for a 1-drop and get it and put it into play. But I'm not sure. We don't have to make that decision yet. Probably should have, what's up, Resto Kiki? How you doing? Probably should have solituded the Stoneforge Mystic, but I decided I wanted to solitude the Germ token. I'm not sure if that's correct. Gonna pitch the Amaria's Call. Obviously, they gain more life this way. Their life total doesn't matter a ton. Like, when we turn the corner, we usually just turn the corner fully. But there are games where it actually matters. So I'll probably get Giver. Another Stoneforge? Yuck. Well, we need to fade Sigarda's Aid and Pure Steel Paladin now, both of which could already be in their hand, or one of which could be in their hand already. Hey, Resto Kiki, welcome to the stream, team. Appreciate you. Hope your Friday or Thursday night is going well. Love your handle. Resto Kiki's a good name. I've done my fair share of Restos and Kikis together. I'm gonna say no. Ooh, maybe wrong. Maybe wrong to say no there. My hair's like purplish, maybe pinkish. Here, I can turn up the light so you can see it. Oops. That's what it looks like. It's like a purpley, pinky, I don't know, something like that. Yeah. Nice. Glad you like it. So Giant Killer is pretty good. Baby is also pretty good. And then Giver Rooms is just solid. I'm gonna get Giver. They obviously got, oh, they got Shadow Spear. Shadow Spear is kind of annoying. You can put that on Orny. On Horny. We have to field next turn, which is not ideal. We have to. What's that? Another Stoneforge Mystic. Jeebus. I mean, still, I guess it's better than if they drew Pure Steel. It's not great, because they're just drawing cards off all their cards now, but at least it's not Pure Steel or Sigarda's Aid. Put the Giver into play. Untap, put this up to 2, obviously. Yield. Force of Virtue. Have to field the Saga. Don't have a choice here. Saga, like getting any tick ups is extremely bad for us. And I guess we just pass the turn. Hope they don't get 2 more lands because I can start equipping Cauldron Complete, which is kind of a problem. Reality Chip, that's also a problem. Alright. Bummer. That is also a problem. Pain. Pain is right. Opponent's got too much value this game. Four mana. What is this? Four mana. How much does this to equip? 3. Oh, they're just gonna float one and put it on Stoneforge Mystic. Seems bad for me. I don't know. I don't know how we win this game from here, but it doesn't start like that. Force of Virtue is a Dungeon and Dragon card. Ooh. Put that on Sentinel. Equip that there. This is bad for us. I guess maybe I was supposed to cast Force of Virtue, pitching the other Force of Virtue. Oh, right, they have Hammer too. Yeah, let's just go ahead and go to game 2. So I like even Mind Sensor here because they play Stoneforge and Urza Saga. I like Cathar Commando and Path to Exile, obviously, for obvious reasons. And then Force of Virtue, honestly, is not very good in this matchup. I've heard that Thalia is good. So I generally keep the Thalias in against them, but I don't know that it's actually good. I think on the play it makes sense. Like I said, AFR. Oh, you mean like if we had other cards in our hand, we would have done better? That's fair. It's really good against Fury, and Fury is one of the most played cards in the format right now. And it's a great way to get value off of your Squadron Hawks and off of your just like value cards like Ranger Captain, Charming Prince, Thraben Inspector. Like, I don't know. It plays pretty well in the deck. But fair enough. It's not a great card if you're not playing Squadron Hawk. I'll agree. I don't think it's a playable card if you're not playing a lot of cards that put a lot of cards into your hand that are white. But I think it's pretty great in the format right now. So say what you will. It's extremely good against Fury. And it also just wins the game and people don't play around it. So I don't think it's a great card on face value, but I do think it is very powerful in a world where people don't know about it and in a world where half the decks in the format are playing 2 or 3 Furies. So I think it's pretty good. But fair enough if you don't want to play it. I'm not trying to force you to do anything. And I do board it out in a lot of matchups, to be fair. I'm gonna cut one of the. I'll cut Thraben Inspector. It's not the worst of its cycle. I don't actually know what all of them are. I don't think. But yeah, obviously Force of Virtue is not for the hammer matchup. It's just not why it's in the deck. This hand is pretty medium. No removal. It does have Giver into Squad Hawk, get 2 more cards, but this hand's kind of whatever. Ugh, this is actually worse, but turn 2 Stoneforge is really good. I'm gonna keep it. Bottom the Plains, I guess. Destroys all creatures that enter the battlefield this turn. That's fair. Oops. I do remember that one now. Makes 2/3/1s. Yeah, the red one. Yeah, the red one is really bad. I remember that now. Again, I don't think Force of Virtue is an amazing magic card, but it is powerful. All the free cards can be powerful sometimes. That Giver's a problem. I'm not happy about that Giver. Sarah? Sarah's Ascendant? What's Sarah? Oh, Sarah Avenger? That card's pretty bad, yeah. Pithing Needle on Stoneforge. No. But they play Stoneforge. Sarah from MH1. Oh, I don't even know what that does. I have no idea what that does. Never played that one myself. But I agree with you that it's probably really bad. I remember it's a 4-mana Planeswalker that has a Platinum Angel effect on it, but I don't know what the other modes do. This is an interesting game so far. Our opponent was stuck on 1 land, but now drew their 2nd land, which is bad. That means their hand is all gas. And the fact that they needled our Mystic is pretty bummery here. Oh, it's a worship. That's what it is. It's not a Platinum Angel. It's a worship. It's a 4-mana Planeswalker that has worship built in. Oh no, they have the Colossus Hammer. Yikes, looks like we're dead. We need removal and we need it now. Our hand was pretty bad. Probably should have mulliganed again. I was like kind of all in on yeah, I was just completely all in on the Stoneforge getting Cauldra, which Cauldra is very good in the matchup, but not that good against Giver of Runes, which a lot of these hammer decks are playing now. And not that good against like a pretty decent draw from them. So kind of a bummer here, but just gonna cast some birdies. Him. But thanks for asking. Oop. How about you? Sick. And it seems like you stream because you have emotes of yours. So I'll send you a follow for sure. Can I actually follow you from here? Yeah. Cool, cool. We'll keep that in mind. Alright, they're swinging 10. We have to obviously block. Play Pioneer, nice. I play a lot of Pioneer as well. I don't know if you, this is a little, self, whatever. I don't know, self-promoting or something. But, I used to have articles on TCG Player about Pioneer, like when Pioneer first came out. Sorry. Oh no, you're good. You're good. I want you to talk about what you're talking about. I was just saying that like I'm gonna say some stuff that I did at some point. Whatever. Um. So what they go get? Another Colossus. Oh, Shadow Spear. Welp. So Shadow Spear's just gonna go on that thing. We have to block it with 2 things to not die. I guess that works. I guess we're not dead. We go get Giant Killer. They have Giver of Runes. So we're just dead. Actually, we are dead, but I don't know why they didn't kill us last turn. I guess they're just playing around Solitude or something. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure you can. It's I mean, my writing wasn't anything crazy, but it was really fun. Sick. Manguchi. That guy seems really sweet. He just seems like a sweet person to be around. He just seems like very positive all the time. Manguchi. I mean, I'll triple block it if you allow it. If you allow it, I will triple block. All they have to do is tap that Giver. And we are dead, but they didn't do it. So I guess we'll triple block. Shadow Spear costs 1? Yeah. Yeah, we have to block with all 3, right? Because it's +1/+1. No, I guess we only have to block with 2. Epic Gamble. It's a mono red storm deck that uses LED with Echo of Eons to combo off. Cool. That sounds pretty sweet. I don't think I've ever played against that or seen it. I've heard of mono red storm decks in Legacy, but I think it played like Storm Entity back in the day. So I don't think it's the same. Ooh, Gather Commando, huh? So we are not dead. And we have Cauldron next turn. So I guess that's cool. I'm not dead yet. Cathar Commando is a good draw. I kind of want to put that into play now and then let them tap that. But then they're still gonna draw a card off this giant killer. Activation. I mean the chop down. Also, we're at 1 and they have a lot of creatures here. So this is not great. Yeah, I guess I'll give it pro white. We'll sack or Cathar Commando to kill it. This is very bad. We're in a very bad spot. I do not expect to win this game, but Lantern? No, I never played Lantern. I played against Lantern a lot though. Pretty familiar with like how it works. But I've never actually played the deck. Alright, they're gonna go for that. We're gonna go for this. They're gonna give it pro white. We're gonna respond. They could also have blacksmith skill to just like completely blow us out here. I want to build it, but the only win you got. Oh, all access pass. Yeah, that's right. Chop down. They know we have this chop down as well. Obviously, they're gonna draw a card off this Esper Sentinel, so maybe I should have started with chop down, so that we could respond to them drawing the card. I don't know. Is it dead? Hey, we killed it. And they can just equip their other Ornithopter, and we're at 1, and we're pretty cold to that. Oh, wow. Why did, oh, they must have drawn that off the Esper Sentinel. That's gross. So we can cast a Cauldron complete when we can't. We have a Horizon Canopy in hand. I wish I bottomed this instead of the planes in our opener, obviously. Bringing back Cathar Commando is big game, actually. This is a really good extraction specialist. Settle, yeah, Settle would be sick. That was actually pretty great. Giver's tapped right now. So we could like do nothing, I guess. Guess it doesn't really change anything. Scummier, no, the settle, the pen trick. I think the pen trick is cool. I'm super down with the pen trick. I've done it. I've done it at local games. I think the pen trick is great. I don't think it's scummy or griefing. I think it's just gamesmanship. You're playing a competitive card game. Like, you didn't do anything like that's against the rules to pick up your pen. That's just they were assuming some things that you were thinking. I think it's chill. It's not against the rules to pick up a pen. Getting that protection from white. That's pretty good. It's probably gonna kill us. And they know our last card too. They know it's Cauldron. Oh, he grabbed a vampire token? Oh, I don't remember exactly what happened there, but Stoneforge. Yeah, we're dead. Both sides fought hard. I actually haven't lost a hammer with this deck. Oh no, I did lose a hammer with it once. So maybe we're like 2-2, 2-2 against hammer probably. It's I think it's a fine matchup. It's definitely a winnable matchup, but it's a good deck. They can get you. We got reality chipped in game 1, and then game 2 there we just kept a hand that was like, hopefully Cauldron Complete is good, and they were like Pithing Needle, and we were like, oh. So kind of got. Well played, opponent. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think reaching for stuff is fine. This hand's pretty damn good. We like this hand. Ketria Triumph. That's the Teamer one. All right. Um. Hmm. So if we want to cast Force of Virtue, Thalia is not a great idea. If we want to just put a Caldra into play, then Stoneforge Mystic's obviously better here. We're on the play. Make them deal with Stoneforge Mystic does seem like a decent idea. Yeah, let's just do that. Cauldron Complete really has changed how good Stoneforge Mystic is in like a big positive way. Like this is a clock. Like Batterskull is strong, but this is like you're getting clocked. Yeah, I wish that I had pitched Force last turn actually. Or pitched to cast Force last turn. I don't know what I would have pitched, but I'm gonna do it this turn. Pitching one of the Thalias. But now they would have been dead in 2 turns. Now they're dead in 3 turns, which is a big difference. I mean, I guess I can attack with Stoneforge here. So they're still sort of dead in 2 turns, but I don't know how likely it is that Stoneforge survives. Let's see. Hey, okay, never mind, we're good. And Dahlia seems like a good play here. What's this? Prismari command. Target player draws 2 cards, creates a treasure token. Yeah. So they can Archon, but Archon, I don't know. Archon's fine, I guess. Archon's pretty good. Yeah, they can get Dwarven Mine, and then they can make 1 Archon here with an Indomitable Creativity, which is, I assume, what they're going to do. Transmogrify. Sacrifice a creature. It's going to be Stoneforge. And then we can just draw fucking... Oops. Ah, we didn't draw the land. All we needed to do is draw the land there. But I guess we can attack with both. That puts them to 1. I think it's just this one. They can just go to 1. Bummer that we didn't draw the land there and just win the game. That's obviously what we were hoping to do. Winning the game being blinking out their Archon of Cruelty and attacking them. We can sack a Squad Hawk here, I suppose. Discard a Squad Hawk. Take 6 down to 8. What do you have for us, opponent? Another Archon? They could cast another Creativity. Ooh, okay, that's better. But still, we win with the... I mean, they cast Transmogrify last time, but same idea. I could sack both of these and make us sack both creatures. Oh, they sacked their Archon. Their untapped Archon. Okay. Sure, we're at 5. Land me, please, deck? God damn it. Really? Turn 6, we kept a 2-lander. Turn 6, and we kept a 2-lander. Oh, that fucking sucks. Alright, well. Guess we lose. With all these answers in our hand, I guess we lose the game. Feels bad, man. Are you serious? Really? That is really, really tilting right there. Turn 6. We kept a 2-lander. God damn it. Ugh. That one stung. No third land with 32 lands in our 80 card deck, which is the same as playing 24 in your 60 card deck. If you don't want to do any quick math there. So extremely unlikely that by turn 6 we haven't drawn our third land there. And very bummery. So they're probably bringing in Dress Down, the Seiju. We definitely want the Paths because that is a great way to respond to Transmog or Indomitable. So is Solitude. Skyclave is actually kind of bad in this matchup, I would say. But they are playing Ren and 6 into Fairy, probably too. So maybe Skyclave's fine. They're playing Lightning Bolt, so that makes Forge Tender seem fine, but not great. Force of Virtue's not at its best here. So I suppose we trim that. And then we have 2 more slots to bring in. Could be, I mean, they're playing a lot of fetch lands. So probably Mind Sensor, actually. Let's try that. My favorite Pokemon. My first thought there is Charmander. I played Pokemon Blue when it came out, or like close to when it came out, and I watched the show in the 90s. And the episode with Charmander was really cute and I liked it. And I started with Charmander with Pokemon Blue. How about you? That's a good draw. Game Boy Color, yeah. Go-Goat. I don't know Go-Goat, but it sounds cute. I played some of the recent games. I played Arceus. I didn't actually beat that. I kind of got a little lost in the sauce there, but it was fun. Grassy goat thing, sick. Yeah, I got Arceus thinking that I was gonna play the hell out of it, but and I liked it. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of liked the one before it better. Whatever that was called, Sword and Shield. Farseek. What? This is a different type of deck here. Farseek in it. You don't have any removal. So if they just like have an Archon next turn, we're not a good spot, which sucks. Archon's a good card. Yeah, I liked Sword and Shield. I thought that game like just felt like, I mean, it was not super long, but it was the Pokemon game I always wanted to play as a kid. That when they came out with Pokemon on Nintendo 64 and GameCube, I thought they would be like that, where you could see the Pokemon in the field and you run up to it and you can fight it with your Pokemon and try to catch it. Like I always wanted that Pokemon game, and uh, it finally came out with Sword and Shield. Like finally, like 30 years later or whatever, like they finally made a Pokemon game that made sense to me as far as like a 3D Pokemon. God damn it. What to do here? I mean, obviously we're gonna sack Squad Hawk, but that Archon is a huge problem. Huge problem. I guess we get Sophie. Like we can blink the Archon, but we're just in a really bad spot. I think this matchup just sucks really bad. I think this matchup's just really bad. I'm not sure what we do with this Flicker Wisp. Maybe we flicker our own Stoneforge. It's kind of the only value play we have. Where's the Virtue? I mean, Cauldron just attacks into Archon either way. The fact that they're attacking with this Archon is very bad. It's gross, honestly. We could sack Stoneforge. Block and blink. The Squad Hawk. But then we can't put this sort of Fire and Ice into play next turn, so I think we just take the hit. At least the Squad Hawks ate 2 triggers of Archon. Fakey Big Flip. It's a 360 flip where your body spins 180 while you're riding backwards on the skateboard. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. What am I doing? I should have waited and seen if they like try to transmogrify the dwarf. That was really bad. That was extremely bad. Yeah, okay. I mean, we were pretty dead there either way, but yikes. Yikes. Not my best showing there. But that matchup I do think is just pretty bad. Not sure what we can do to try and fix it. And we can play more instant speed removal like March, I guess. I guess if you play more Marches, that matchup gets a little better. This hand is great. Or 1 and 2, geez. The first 3 leagues I played with this deck, or first 4 leagues I played with this deck, we were 3-0, and 4-0 in 2 of them, trophied 1 of them, 4-1 the other 3. And then I just 2-3'd yesterday, or 2 days ago maybe, and now I'm 1 and 2 in this one. And certainly some mistakes were made, but that last match, I don't think we were going to win either way. But that's just a hard one. Never trophied? I mean, it is kind of unlikely to trophy. But yeah, if you can get 4-1s a good amount, then you're good. You still get enough to keep playing. But yeah, the people with like 40 trophies, it's like, what are they doing? They're just like, they broke the format, I guess. Another. Yikes. We're playing against another creativity deck, which is real bad for us. Real bad. Skyclave is awful in this matchup. I mean, it does get Ren and 6 into Fairy, but it just feels so bad because it's like normally, damn, and they have their like 2 of Bolt. Feels bad, man. I guess we could have kept it alive. Maybe this was a time where we just keep it alive and then Caldra them and just win. Yeah, I kind of think that we were supposed to just do it. These cards aren't that good in the matchup. So I regret that. We were supposed to just keep that Stoneforge alive and play 2 forces. Whoops. I regret everything. I regret everything. Yikes. Yeah, that was our victory play, I think. Damn. Really wish I would have done that. Pretty big punt there. Yikes. I mean, it's not like it's just over here, but it's not looking good. Although the fact that they just played a Dwarven Mine is not the worst thing ever. Do we want to force here? I mean, the Skyclave's pretty bad. So yeah, I will force here. Skyclave just doesn't do anything. At least against this board. Spell Pierce. That's not very nice. Skyclave. Alright, Giant Killer can kill the Archon. Thraben Inspector can draw us a card at some point. Maybe we will try and just beat one Archon though. Maybe that's our plan here. Red and sticks. Yeah. -1 on Thalia, please. What? Who does that? Who gets lands? Who gets lands? Okay. I guess we just Skyclave the Ren and 6 in that case. Again, if we had just pitched, double pitched on that turn that they bolted our Stoneforge, we were in a great spot. And now maybe they'll -1. Yeah. That's what we were looking for. And I guess it's Giant Killer, unfortunately. Because Ranger Captain's just way better. Beats down way harder. Maria's Call. We just play that tapped. Ooh, maybe it was untapped. Swing out. At them, I think. So they have to block. We could sack Ranger Captain in their upkeep or their draw step. And then play another one. That should win us the game, I think. Their cards are both sorceries. Bolt Skyclave, sure. Resolves. They could make blockers, which isn't the best. They could have one blocker here, so hopefully they're just dead to this Ranger Captain. And the attack with the factory. And they're going to scoop it up. Let's go. Whew. I definitely think that we would have won that game a lot earlier had we pitched both forces. But as you saw there, Force was a pretty powerful card. It's very good against Fury, very good against Ren and 6. Good against Spikefield Hazard, which there are a few decks playing. And in general, like, you can just get people during combat with Force of Virtue, and they're definitely not expecting that. We could have double Force of Virtue to keep our Stoneforge alive and then just Cauldred them for 7 each turn. And I think that would have won the game, but we still ended up winning, which is nice. Path to Exile's good. They are running a more traditional version of this deck. The creativity deck. Usually it's 4 colors, so this is probably what they're playing. 1 transmog, 4 indomitable. Everything else is pretty understood. 4 Ren, 1 Jace. Alright. Definitely the paths. Probably the Aven Mind Sensors, since they do play a lot of fetches. And then we'll cut. Lion Sash doesn't really do anything. Force of Virtue is very good against Ren. Skyclave is good against Ren and 6, but bad against the rest of their deck. Basically, so I think we just cut 3 Skyclave. And call it a day. I gotta pee real quick. I'll be right back. We're back. He's up to one companion. That one. We have the one of Skyclave in our hand. I mean, it's not a good hand. We don't have any interaction. I'm gonna mulligan. That's much better. Let's keep this. Flicker Whip not as good without Ether Vial, but still pretty good at getting their tokens. They're not always gonna just make a token and use it in the first turn that they have it. We have to stop in their draw step. We don't need to do that. Hard evidence is annoying. Hard evidence is a good card. Lightning Bolt the Giver. Okay. I mean, I guess I'll give Dahlia Pro something. Red. Doesn't matter really, but we'll do it. Just for thoroughness' sake. We do have a clock here. We're very cold to a Ren and 6, although we do have Force of Virtue in hand. We don't have enough mana to cast it because we need 1 mana. They could make 1 Archon here, and we'd probably scoop to it, honestly. Ren and 6. Really unfortunate that they have it. Because we can't cast Force of Virtue here. We could have Flicker Wisp out a land to play around Ren and 6, but hopefully we can draw a white card to go with this Force of Virtue. Yeah, that'll work. That'll do. We'll attack them. And not Ren and 6 here, because we want them to minus Ren and 6. Oh, I didn't play my land. That was terrible. Don't know why I didn't do that. Because I looked at my phone, probably. Distractions. That's 2 sacks to an Indomitable. Yeah, we'll just concede to that. Fair enough. Do they play Fury? They do play Anger of the Gods. Yeah, Burnden should come in. Over maybe like Thraby Baby. Maybe Giant Killer. I mean, Giant Killer does kill an Archon. I'd much rather they didn't get the Archon. Ever. But yeah, I'm gonna keep the forces because they are very good against Ren and 6. Could maybe have trimmed one. Alright, this time we have a Mind Sensor, which is pretty decent, and a Giver Rooms and a Solitude, so we're gonna keep. They also snap kept 7. Not ideal. No 2-drop here, which would have been nice, but we'll get in there for one. Why not? They're gonna bolt. I mean, they kind of have to kill it anyway, I guess. So if they're gonna bolt, they might as well. Sure. Ren. This would be bad if they have a Ren here. We don't have much for that. I hope they don't have a Ren, but they played that on tap, so they probably do. Yeah, that's definitely a Ren 6. Oof. Yikes. That's really bad for us, friends. It's quite bad. I'd love to hold up Mind Sensor here. But then they can just minus the Ren on it, which sucks. So I think it's Stoneforge, unfortunately. Ugh, that Ren is a problem. Ugh. Sure. I didn't really want to attack with Cauldra, and I also didn't really want to play a Flicker Wisp into a Ren 6, so just a really bad spot. I think we were just supposed to attack with Cauldra, probably. Hope that that's good enough, but this is really bad. Yeah, this is really bad. Who would have guessed? Ren 6 pretty good card. They're just gonna kill this with Ren, so it's kind of a bummer, but here we are. And they found the Dwarven Mine in the top 4 cards anyway. Sucks to suck, and then you die. God damn it. 1 and 3. I mean, we can kill one of those, but we can't beat the other one, so. Sucks to suck. Pretty bad matchup 2 rounds in a row. Kind of sucks, but at least we got one game out of that one. Also pretty shitty that our opponent hit a mountain slash island on top of their deck in their first 4 cards with Mind Sensor in play. Pretty tilty. I mean, not only a mountain slash island, but the card they were going to go get, which was Dwarven Mine. Like, they're 100% going to go get that. And we said, instead of searching your 50 cards, search the top 4. And they were like, here it is. And I was like, oh, sweet. That's cool. But, you know. Sometimes your bad matchups get lucky draws. Woof. Let's try to salvage a little bit by winning this last round. So Field of Ruin has felt good. Factory has felt fine as a 3 of instead of a 4 of. The 1 canopy has honestly been not great. I'm like very rarely trying to crack lands to draw more cards because this deck honestly just like wants to get to 8 mana potentially. We have a lot of things to do with our mana. Even if it's just like equipping Kaldra and Batterskull late in the game. Or like pumping Lion Sash. Like we have things to do with mana. And I very rarely want to crack Horizon Canopy unless like we're just dead on board or something and we have to crack it. Keep this. It's pretty fine. Dotsies. Root. Oh. It's Mill. Well. Little Mill action never felt great, but oh god, don't play a fetch land. Double grab, no fetch though. Okay, that's not the worst, I guess. No fetch. I like the idea of Thalia. Drawing the second Squad Hawk, obviously pretty terrible. Yeah, I guess it's Thalia. If I knew I was going to draw the second Squad Hawk there, obviously would have pitched Squad Hawk to Forest last turn. But how could we have known? Fractured Sanity. They don't have any lands. Alright, that's good for us. Gotta get one of these crabby boys. Obviously, the O3 is better to get, right? I don't know a world where getting the O2 would be better. Each opponent mills 3 cards. Target player. Okay. So Hedron Crab is slightly better in that you can target yourself, but slightly worse in that it's an O2 instead of an O3. Crab Tribal. Oh yeah, we're playing 80 cards, so like it's hard to mill us out. Huh? I forgot we're playing 80 cards. Seems like a pretty good matchup, actually. Is Culture Complete still in our deck? Guess we'll find out next time on So they could fuel their factory, which wouldn't be ideal. But would also be fine if that's their whole turn. Looks like they're casting a spell, Drown in the Lock. Annoying. But very beatable. Kind of wish we had a 2-1 to go get. Like maybe one Dauntless Bodyguard would be worth it. Because here, like, having another 3-power thing would be really nice. Or just sometimes having a 2-power thing. Guess I just get Giver. And then I think we sack Ranger Captain. Oh god, didn't do it. Well, punt. That's alright though. I mean, yeah, I guess they could play land Bantus, and that would be really bad. Yeah, that'd be really bad. I mean, we'd still probably be favored to win, but land Bantus would be annoying. Solid dude. Could they have here? I don't think they could really have anything. So I'm just gonna swing out. I guess not that. What do you got? 4 minute, 5 minute, 4 minute. Crypt Incursion. That is real. That is real. Alright, fair enough. Jesus, they gained 30 life. We had 10 creatures in our graveyard. Yikes. I don't know why I didn't search. That was incorrect. Do I Solitude the Hedron Crab? Probably. And then we're still pretty. Now we're like extra cold to a Bantus. At 20, we have 3, 6, 10, 17. We're gonna field it. All right. Fair enough. Archive trap. Yeah. Archive trap resolves. If they have another crypt incursion, we could be dead here. A lot of creatures in the yard again. But crypt incursion's an instant, so we can't really play around that with Ranger Captain and Tasha's hideous laughter. We hit a Maria's call. Let's go. Tasha's not that good against us because we play a Maria's call. But they could shell dock if they have another land, huh? Oh, they really want to cast that spell, but they can't because Thalia's in play. So I guess they're probably just dead. Since they can't cast anything here and we're attacking for more than 6. But they're still playing the game. Not sure what that means. Okay. Opponent just doesn't want to hit the concede button, but that's fine. I guess make me attack. I get it. Mind Sensor seems fine. Rest in Peace seems fine against Crypt Incursion. Skyclaves are good. Distraction is not great when we're boarding in Rest in Peace, but kind of good in general. Giant Killer pretty bad. Third baby, not really what we're looking for. Path is good because we do need to kill those crabs, but we can kill the crabs with Skyclaves and Solitudes, I guess. Draenith stops Shelldock Isle, but it seems pretty low value. Force of Virtue is fine, but whatever. Cut a couple of those. That's usually my default. If I'm not sure what to cut, it's probably Force of Virtue, unless it's a matchup where they play a lot of Fury or like Ren and 6. No, we're not gonna keep that hand. We will keep this one. Opponent mold to 6 as well. I think we're gonna bottom Ranger Captain. Not 100% on that, but I think we want all the Squad Hawks. Not a great draw. Our life total doesn't matter, so let's play that. Another one drop, not really what we wanted there. Honestly, Force of Virtue kind of good here. Oh, Stone Forge in the bin. That's not what we want to see. Drowning Lock? Yikes. Guess we didn't need to play into that. That's a bummer. They could field our Emeria. Tasha's. Whoa, they had 13 cards with Tasha's? Damn. No Emeria that time. Oh, they did hit Emeria, but it was the last one, maybe? Yikes. Suppose we play another giver here. No attacks, though. Not a great turn 3. I mean, I like that Thalia's in play, but I don't feel like we're in a great spot here. It's both of our Force of Virtues, which would be really nice here. Guess we could have pitched that giver to exile the Hedron Crab, but oh, they're putting the land back in their hand. Oh, got it. Just to mill us some more. Got it. I like it. Lion Sash. That's kind of good. Start getting creatures out of there. And attacking with the givers is not going to do a ton here. Maybe letting them have this Hedron Crab for this long was bad. I do regret not pitching one of the givers to get their Hedron Crab. What is that? Cat's just being weird over there. They paid 2 mana to do what? Oh, the Thought Scour. Got it. Another Solitude. We're just going to keep exiling creatures so that they're whatever it's called is worse. Crypt Incursion. We still have a bunch of creatures in there, but not as many at this point. And I don't know, I've been pretty reluctant with this Solitude. So I'm going to continue to be reluctant. Ooh, hopefully they don't have a land here. No land, alright. Wisp. 7, 8. We can't get to 9. But we can give this pro blue and then attack with the other two as well, and then they die. So let's do that. Alright. Cool, we beat Mill with our 80 card deck. I feel very accomplished. 2 and 3, obviously not great there. But ran into 2 creativity decks and lost to Hammer. I think Hammer is a winnable matchup. Creativity is rough. It's winnable, but I certainly think we're heavy underdogs in that matchup. I think with Hammer, it's close to 50-50. I think good pilot that knows how to play the grindy game can get you at least 50% of the time. But if we fade Pure Steel or we just have answers to Pure Steel in our opener, and if we can just like make sure they don't like combo us out with the Cigar's Aid Colossus Hammer, we can usually take it down. But the Hammer's definitely a strong deck, and they can definitely get you. I think we're probably pretty close to 50-50 on Hammer. I think I am 50-50 against Hammer with this deck so far, but that's only a very small sample size of 4 matches. But felt great against Murktide. Obviously, we wrecked them. It's a great matchup against Death Shadow. I think it's fine against 4 color, but doesn't feel great. I don't know if it's like, I don't know. 4 color is just a strong deck with a lot of answers to anything you could think of that you could want to be doing. So 4 color is kind of rough. I want some more reps against it. I think I've only played it once with this deck, even though I've played like 6 leagues now. Maybe twice. I think I'm 1-1, but definitely lost to it last time we played it. But Force of Virtue was good against Ren and 6 and Fury, so I would like to get more reps against 4 color. I love the deck against. I mean, we have game against the big mana decks because we have 4 Tech Edge, 4 Field of Ruin, and then 2 Mind Sensor in the board. I don't think we're favored in game 1 against them, but if we can sneak out of game 1, we can usually also get game 3. Flicker Wisp is great against Amulet and decent against Tron, especially with Vile. Ranger Captain, you can stop Tron for a couple turns if you have like Ranger Captain plus Giant Killer. I don't know, kill their big whatever and like sack Ranger Captain during their draw step so that they can't Carney that turn or whatever. Sometimes it's worth it. Stoneforge is way better than she ever was. College Complete is great. Raven Inspector and Giant Killer as our silver bullets to get with Ranger Captain have been great. It is possible that this deck is tuned too much to beat the mid-range decks, that it's like now a little bit weak. against some of the other decks, but creativity is just rough. I think against creativity, you just want like as much instant speed removal as possible. And even then, it doesn't do too much if they just have like 2 treasures that they're sacking, and then the removal doesn't do anything. Um, I think the best thing against creativity is discard, um, which we don't get any as a mono white deck. So it's kind of hard to beat creativity. I think it's just probably a bad matchup. Um, Lean and Arbiter helps a lot too because they do play a lot of fetches, and we're not playing Arbiter in this Ranger Captain Stoneforge Squadron Hog deck. It's just not. It just doesn't really make sense. And the fact that we're playing all those cards and not playing fetches and not playing another color is also interesting. We could play another color pretty easily because we're not playing Lean and Arbiter. We can play fetches. And like we could splash red and play Imperial Recruiter, which is obviously a good card. We can go get Solitude with it. We can get or actually no, you can't get Solitude because it's a 3/2, huh? You can get Skyclave with it though. Can't get Flicker Wisp. Can't get Extraction Specialist. I don't know. I mean, it gets Stoneforge Mystic. We could play Geeky Jeeky and Felidar Guardian. I can get those 2 cards and win the game with them. I don't love that. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I think Recruiter the Guard's just a lot better for white because we can get Solitude and Flicker Wisp. Whereas, I mean, you can get Charming Prince with Imperial Recruiter and then blink it. Which is doing a similar thing to Flicker Wisp Recruiter the Guard, but I don't know. I don't know about Imperial Recruiter. It gets Magus of the Moon, that's real. But actually, I haven't lost to the big mana decks with this deck yet. Not saying that it's not like a bad matchup. I think the big mana decks are generally going to be kind of bad for a deck like this, like a Death and Taxes deck that is built to be more powerful against the mid-range decks. But I was really having trouble against Blue-Red Murktide with a traditional Taxes deck without as much value. And so I kind of built this leaning towards still being able to fight big mana decks and Cascade with Ranger Captain. And it's been good, but the last 2 leagues were a little bit rough. But yeah, I think this deck is pretty strong. Gonna keep playing it. Thanks for hanging out. I will hopefully get some more wins next time. But I had some fun games tonight, and not sure what to do about the creativity matchup. I don't think it's the most popular deck on Moto, but if it becomes more popular or just for running into it a lot, because I did lose to it the other day and lost to it twice in that league. I don't think it's a good matchup. I think it's quite bad. And I mean, playing a 4th Thalia would help, but I'm not really sure what else we could do there to make that better. It just seems like kind of a rough one with Ren and 6 and Archon of Cruelty just like kind of wrecking everything. But yeah, the deck's pretty sweet. We'll try again next time, and thanks for hanging out, y'all.